Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 51 of Ironhammers Live, your weekly PC gaming podcast being broadcast live every single Tuesday at 11 PM, that's UK time by the way, on twitch.tv/Ironhammers, because as I mentioned last week, if you didn't catch it, for some strange reason Justin.tv is now not good enough for gamers, so we need to be shifted over to Twitch TV apparently. Anyhow, joining me today, as you may see, with a live video feed as well. How good is that? Is Mr. Daniel Knappman, aka Hardly Dan. How on earth are you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, apart from the fact I'm drinking sugar-free Pepsi Max. What's that all about?
That's just wrong.
That's definitely wrong. It tastes awful, tastes disgusting. Anyway, we've got plenty to line up, kind of. It's been a little bit quiet lately. By way of PC gaming this week, fashion designers making electronical goods, games being delayed, demos being released, that's never bad. And then we'll be talking about what we've been playing this week, which Dan's playlist this week is an absolute mystery to me at the moment, because we haven't got it in our show notes, but I'm sure he's well aware of what he's been playing this week, and I haven't been playing all that much. I see the frantic typing begin from Dan there. So yeah, if you're listening to the recorded version of the show, then you should definitely check out our video version, which is now live every week and is also going to be on our YouTube channel, and there'll be a recorded VOD on this lovely twitch.tv/Ironhammers channel. So let me fade out that music as well as I possibly can, and let's get straight into this week's PC gaming news. Alright, so we've played the Sting. Time for news, Dan. What's this about fashion designers releasing electronical items?
Yeah,
it's not technically PC gaming, I know, but we'd love to talk a bit of tech. We're all geeks here.
Fashion designer Pierre Cardin, more known for their suits and socks and things like that, so they've decided that they're going to jump on the tablet bandwagon, and I think it's a UK exclusive at the moment, releasing the 7-inch screen tablet. The specs aren't fantastic, but it is quite cheap. I think it's about £275. Obviously that's cheap in a relative term. Yeah. And when you look at the specs, they're not that great. You've got half a gig of RAM, 1 gigahertz processor, 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, no rear-facing camera, which is a bit of a shame. It's just it's running Android 2.2, otherwise known as Froyo, and,
which is not the tablet one. Well, I'm not up on the Android releases. Is it 3.0 is the one for tablets, or? I
believe so, yeah. But you know, if you want to do a bit of mobile gaming whilst looking like an idiot that's paid too much money for a crap tablet, then that's the one for you.
Yep, if you want to buy a tablet from a clothing company.
Yeah, it does come in a rather nice leather, possibly leatherette case. So, you know, that's good.
I don't know, Pierre Cardin, it may well actually be leather, I don't know.
It could be.
That's probably half the price of the tablet, by the sound of it. Please tell me it's a capacitive touchscreen on that, because I've seen so many cheap tablets from random people that are not.
It is. It's a 7-inch capacitive multi-touch screen. So
that's all right.
The resolution, if you're interested, is 800 by 480.
I had something come through before. It was one of these like clothing catalogues you get, you know, where you pay on finance and that. They'd released a tablet and it was like £99 for this tablet, and I like looked at it and it was like running on some version of Linux or something, which was obviously never optimised for tablets at all or anything remotely touch based, and it had like a one of the old pressure based touch screens and all that shit, and I was just like, people are going to buy that thinking they've got themselves a cheap iPad.
Yeah.
And they really haven't.
Well, they kind of have got an incredibly cheap
iPad. Yeah. Definitely not going to have the same effect performance-wise. Anyway, on to the next piece of news this week. Talk about a game. Red Orchestra 2, which is a game that I'm looking forward to quite a bit. We've actually just sent off a big list of questions to the developers. They're going to do a little Q&A with us, so keep an eye on ironhammers.org for that when it turns up. I don't know how long it'll take to respond. Usually developers don't rush, especially when they're in the final few weeks of developing a game.
They're kind of busy then, aren't they?
Yeah, just a little bit. And it seems like they're very, very busy because as this news story states, the release date has been pushed back by 2 weeks. So, let me just check on the date for you because rather stupidly, and being in a rush this evening, as you might have guessed if you were here in the pre-show and I was trying to get everything working, I don't actually remember what date it's actually coming out now, so I'd like to at least note that for you. September the 13th. Is the date it is now coming out. It was meant to come out at the end of August, and it's now coming out September the 13th. And they say, well, we understand the fans are clamouring to get their hands on the game. We felt we needed the extra 2 weeks to get it right and add the extra polish the game and the players deserve. So, fair play to them. And like I say, I've been speaking to them kind of over email the last couple of days as well. And we're speaking to them about review copies and things like that as well, and they were saying that because of the way they're working on it right till the very last minute, even they won't be available until like after release. So they've obviously got a little bit of work to do yet. I hope it's not a bad sign that perhaps suggests that it's not quite going to be what we hoped it would. But I have faith. I hope that the extra 2 weeks will give them the time they need. Are you looking forward to that game at all, Dan?
No.
Not feeling an FPS?
I've kind of had enough of them at the moment, really.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto it a little bit more a bit later in our question of the week, because if you aren't familiar, we have a question of the week every week, and this week we're asking what you're looking forward to, so that may well fit into that slot quite well. If you haven't answered that yet, get over to ironhammers.org right now and check it out for yourselves and give us an answer in the comments. Moving on to the next piece of news, Dan, a demo?
Yeah, there is. Good old Calypso Media are back, and they have just released their demo of Tropico 4, available on Steam and their website and a few other places. So you can unleash your inner dictator and have a go at ruling a Caribbean island. I'm quite looking forward to this.
El Presidente.
I had a little go on Tropico 3 on the 360. Yeah. It wasn't really great, the control system on the 360, but
it wasn't all that bad on the PC though, man.
I need to play it. And Tropico 4 is actually bringing in a new level of interaction with Facebook and Twitter integration on the PC version.
It certainly is.
So you can piss off all your friends, letting them know that you're playing a game they don't have.
Yeah, I wonder how much they're integrating into that, because I saw that it said like you can tweet when you have achievements and things like that. It'd be kind of cool if they could make it interact with your other friends on Twitter somehow or something. I don't know, the other good friends who are playing it. That would be, because I've seen all these people integrating Twitter into things, and it seems to be just like shouting out and annoying people saying, I did this, I did that. If they could somehow link the Twitter accounts and perhaps, you know, like in the autolog thing, in Need for Speed.
Make it a bit of a challenge. So so someone's done something, so you can try and beat them. And
if you beat one of your friends who's got a Twitter account link, it could like send them a tweet saying, like, Hardly Dan has just beaten your score or something. That would be quite cool.
That would be cool.
Demo of Tropico 4, you should definitely check that out.
Yeah, and the full game's set for release later this month, I believe.
It is. I believe it's the 23rd or maybe the 26th. I can't remember. It's the end of the month anyway. Towards the end of the month. I'm sure you'll find it if you go looking for the demo anyway. And the final piece of news, which is another interesting one that you've probably all heard about already, and I've got noted here, lawyers must get so rich from the video games industry. Notch versus Bethesda, round 1, fight. So you've probably heard this piece of news, and that is the fact that Bethesda are suing, not necessarily Notch, but they're suing Mojang for their upcoming game, which is going to be their, obviously, second game after Minecraft. They're suing them because the game was going to be named Scrolls. And obviously, Bethesda own the rights to the Elder Scrolls, which to me sounds absolutely ridiculous. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, it's one word. It's not tied to anything as a word, is it? I mean, I can't think of anything that's Scrolls TM. Screw them.
It's silly, isn't it, man?
And you've got enough money, Bethesda. Just back off.
I was reading an article on RPS earlier, and they were saying how there was another article they linked to, which was like from a games lawyer or something. Like, I think the point is proving that there's enough going on when there's actually a games lawyer who specialises in video games, you know. But they were saying that it sounds stupid to people like us who wouldn't never get confused and obviously know they're completely different. But part of the laws on trademarks or something make it so that they do actually have a bit of a case. It just seems absolutely silly. And it's a shame that it's Notch. I know we spoke about it a bit last week about the success story of Notch and how he's kind of a bit of a big name now. But it's a shame that it happens to somebody like that, you know. I just think it's totally silly, and I would certainly never get the two confused.
No, I can only see that it'd be someone's grandparents getting confused at Christmas trying to buy the game, and not that it's probably not even going to be available in store, is it?
It's like if, say, I've made a game and called it like The Haunted Tomb or something, and then suddenly I had like IDOS on my back because it's got the word tomb and they've trademarked Tomb Raider or whatever.
Yeah, or Coca-Cola's trying to sue you because you've released a drink
brand
that you've called
Cola. Yeah, exactly. At least, I don't know. Seems ridiculous to me. I don't know what the chat room thinks, if they're commenting on that at all, are they? No, they're just commentating about the aspartame that I'm drinking.
Yeah.
I know, it's probably killing me.
And Troll's saying, don't worry about the irrelevant dates, it's his birthday on the 14th, so happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday for the 14th. And on that note, we are going to take a quick break. So, I've, as always, got a couple of remixes lined up of video game music, taken from ocremix.org. So, take a listen. We'll be right back, and see if you can tell me when I return, or even during in the chat room, what game you think this music might be a remix from. So, let us know. We'll be right back to talk about what we've been playing this week. So, excuse me as I clear my throat, but welcome back. That was a rather nice little tune, wasn't it, Dan? I don't know if you managed to catch that.
I caught a little bit towards the end.
Any ideas on what it might have been?
No.
No. Scott was saying he thought he knew what it was in the chat room, but he never came up with an actual answer, so I'm not going to be able to accept that. No free copy of Team Fortress 2 for you. It was in fact from Metroid Prime. So there you go. It has some awesome guitar in it though, so I was loving that. Excellent stuff. Let's talk about what we've been playing this week. If I can, I really need to sort this out. I've got it. Don't worry. No, I haven't. That's not the right one.
Oh, you've busted
It's almost
it.
worthless now. I've bugged it up so much. And now it won't even play. It's just absolutely hating on me. So, I got it in the end. It eventually decided it was going to play. So yeah. And I shan't be editing that out because I'm too lazy. So, what we've been playing this week, let's start off with my list. I think from the beginning of the show, Dan's managed to pull a little list up. The reason that led to this question of the week of what you're looking forward to the rest of the year was because there's really not a whole lot coming out at the moment. It's pretty quiet. So I've been going over a few older things. I went back to Mass Effect 1 on Dan's recommendation. And it's not as bad as what I was thinking it was. We had a conversation, I think it was on The Gamesman, or was it on the last episode of Ironhammers? I don't remember.
I don't know. I know Steve was there, but
Yeah,
which one it was?
Steve was there, but because Steve was, you and him were ganging up on me a little about my comments on Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1. But I went back to it, and yeah, it's still great. It's just the combat, it does feel bad after Mass Effect 2. I've played some more Dragon Age 2 because I still haven't finished it yet. I've been playing it in little chunks, and the further I'm getting into it, the more I'm being drawn to it. So, good sign. I played a bit of Shogun 2. It's Total War, basically. That's what I say about that one. It's obviously amazing, but there's not really much to report on it. But the only game that I don't think I've spoken about on the show that is fairly recent that I have played, so I will go into a little detail. If I've spoken about it on a previous episode, I don't remember doing so I do apologise. Because I played it a while back, and I don't think we had a podcast, the episode, the week that I was playing it. So, I've been playing Trucks and Trailers from Iceberg Interactive. Now, you've probably all seen on the video stream, I've actually shoved them away in a cupboard now. They were sitting next to me. The bundles of Iceberg Interactive games that they've sent me out, which I hadn't unwrapped. I decided to play some Trucks and Trailers, which is built on the engine from Euro Truck Simulator. And it's actually quite interesting because normally with these simulation type games, you've got a whole load of like really long missions where you're kind of driving like halfway across the country in a truck or something just to drop something off. And really the real interesting parts are the parts where you have to pick up the loads and kind of drop them off places, you know. That's the kind of tricky parts of it. And Trucks and Trailers is basically just that. Like, it's a series of little tiny missions in a truck where you'll be asked to pick up a trailer from here and park it in the yard over here so it can be unloaded, or there'll be like a really narrow space where you have to park the truck in and all that kind of stuff. And it's actually quite fun. I know I've spoke about my love for these weird simulation type games before.
It sounds geeky as hell.
But it's quite fun, man. Reversing a truck with a trailer on is incredibly difficult, especially in a video game. And I don't know what it must be like in real life, but it's just horrible. Anybody that's ever driven with a trailer, even on a car or something before, will know about how when you reverse and you turn one way and the trailer goes the other way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad I was doing it in a simulation type scenario. Let's put it that way, because otherwise there would have been quite a few vehicles with huge dents in from the back of my trailer on this big like 16-wheeler. I don't know, but it's quite fun. It's like I say, it's nice to see a simulation type game where it's kind of put into like a more gamey sort of experience where you're completing these little kind of tasks. And then you earn like scores. It's kind of like all these new like iPhone games and little mini games and stuff where you have a series of really short levels and you'll earn a like gold, silver, bronze rating or whatever, and then you can try and play it again to improve your score, depending on how many times you crash and how quickly you manage to get the trailer there and stuff. And yeah, I found it quite fun, but you've got to be a kind of weird person like me probably to actually enjoy it.
I actually really want to give it a go.
It could be worth a try, man.
Because I like weird games like that.
And the compared to the last Iceberg Interactive driving game I played, which was Driving Simulator, the driving simulator part of it was far, far better. Because Driving Simulator had a bit of a problem simulating driving. Put it simply. It was the fact that there was no kind of analog feedback in the steering. It was like an on-off button, so you were either steering left or you were going straight.
Nice.
So yeah, it was obviously designed with a keyboard in mind, and it was just horrible. And I tried to play it with a control pad, and even the weight of the analog stick was enough to push my car around in circles without me even touching it. So yeah, that's the only like fairly new game I've been playing. Dan, you've been going over some old stuff too, by the looks of it.
Well, not that old.
Alright, not as old as Mass Effect 1, but...
No, I've been playing a fair chunk of StarCraft 2, actually.
Get in there.
Quite a lot, actually. The other day, I've been playing a load of the custom games. There's one called The Last Stand. I've been playing that with DJ Leroy. That's been really quite fun. You pick one character and you can level him up, and it's basically like a kind of a horde mode. You just keep getting attacked by loads of different units, and you've just got to keep going as long as you can until you die. And your XP's saved for the next time you play, so you can level up and level up. And I don't think we got much past level 5. It's quite tricky to start with, especially with just 2 of us playing. And there's an RPG one as well, which I can't remember the name of, but that was great fun. We played that for a good couple of hours the other night.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one's called, but I have seen it going around, and it does look quite fun.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It really was good fun. I'm looking forward to playing the second chapter on it.
Is it? Was it like the kind of third-person-y one that you were playing, or was it a different one?
Well, it was kind of isometric, top-down,
Yeah.
just like StarCraft.
No, there's one where they've made the camera angle, so it's like third-person. It's like an RPG built in the StarCraft engine using that, and that's actually amazing what they've done with it, to be fair.
Yeah, cool. I'll have to look out for that.
Certainly, and as I said to you before the show, you need to play some Star Duel. I think we might have to hook up for a game, because you can play 2v2s. So,
that sounds good.
You might have to try that one out later, because I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
And I've been keeping up with some of my friends on Xbox Live and playing a bit of Call of Duty Black Ops, and that's about it, really.
How are you finding Call of Duty Black Ops after all this time?
You know what? I've really enjoyed it. I've been playing a load of Search and Destroy on hardcore with them, and I decided, since no one was on, just to drop in and do some hardcore team deathmatch, and kicked ass. Ended up top of the leaderboard, and it was brilliant.
It's always satisfying.
Yeah, it was great, and then I stopped playing it and went back to StarCraft.
Oh, and as Scott says, another game we need to just mention is that we played League of Legends together, didn't we, man?
Yeah, was that this in the last week, or was it?
No, I don't think we mentioned it on the show. We might have just been trying to hide it.
Yeah, we did play a little bit of that.
You were quite enjoying it, I believe, Dan.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I'd like to play it again sometime.
I want to play it with a whole team of people that I'm speaking to.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get DJ Leroy to download it, and perhaps if anyone else in the chat room or listeners would like to download it, we're on the American server, so you need to download that.
Come on, play it.
It's free, so you've got no excuse.
None at all. So yeah, I think it'll be far more enjoyable for me once I'm playing with more people I know, because there was me and you playing, and there was like 3 other guys kind of running around, and
yeah, we were talking, had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah,
so,
no idea at all, and they were just kind of running around and dying.
Yeah, well, which is kind of what we were doing as well.
Pretty much, but I don't know if we would have died so much if the other guys might have helped. Because I think the key to it, I mean, I'm no expert at all, obviously, only having just started playing it, but I think the key to it is kind of moving your whole group around to a certain area, if you see what I mean. So when you know that they're trying to defend you somewhere, if you can move like 3 or 4 of your team to another place, then it seems like you might be able to break through a lot easier, and then kind of run away if they all come and attack in, or if you get attacked by 1 or 2, then you can probably take them on, because, you know, I don't know. And as Scott says, we were playing versus the AI, so it may have been slightly different if we were playing against other real players. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's alright, man. I had a little joke with Scott earlier saying I'd rather play StarCraft than control more than one person. But yeah, I'd rather play StarCraft over anything, so that's a silly thing to say. And you've been playing on the list there. What was that, Dan?
That was, I can't really think of anything else I've been playing.
Okay.
Because I've been busy, there's been a dead whale locally. And
Yeah, you've all got to sort of drop everything when the dead whale arrives on the shore, man.
Yeah, well, it's the second biggest animal on the planet, apparently.
I'd like to see how big it actually is, to actually stand near it and actually see it.
Yeah, I was going to go and have a look earlier, but there were crowds and crowds of people, and it was virtually impossible to get onto the beach, let alone, well, to park to get to the beach, let alone get on the beach. I might have a look tomorrow.
It's quite a crowd drawer, I would imagine.
Yeah, rotting flesh on the beach. It's ideal for your summer holiday.
Indeed.
No, I need to go before they blow it up.
You do need to go before they blow it up, or perhaps even go while they blow it up. That could be quite eventful.
Yeah, get some snapshots of that.
Take an umbrella, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we've been playing this week. We're getting into some more releases soon, so hopefully we'll be able to... I think in about 2 weeks' time is when we start getting into a couple of games you mentioned earlier. Red Orchestra, Tropico, I think. Deus Ex is out that sort of time as well. So give it another couple of weeks and we won't be talking about such stale topics so often. But let's take a look at what's coming out this week, which, as you might already be guessing from what I just said, might not be a hell of a lot. So, I had a look around, and finding a list of what's coming out is so hard to do. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to do it before, but with the PC, there's so many games releasing on different things and different platforms at different times.
In different locations.
Yeah, it's just so tricky to do. But I had a look on Gamersgate and it didn't seem like there was anything coming out. Although, since they've redesigned, they've taken away their coming soon part, which was actually a vital part of my weekly research. Probably for anybody who's actually looking to buy games, they're not too fussed what's coming soon. But for me, I used to use it all the time. That's gone, so it's a bit tricky to find stuff now. I couldn't see anything coming out on there. I had a look on Amazon and Play.com and all them things for any boxed releases, and there wasn't really anything on there either. So I've got 3 games that are launching on Steam this week. The first one being Edge, which some of you may have heard of. It's kind of a strange platformer with blocks and cubes and things like that.
Anything to do with the magazine?
I don't believe so.
I suppose they're not suing.
Oh, no, they could. They could. Even if they'd have just called it Ed, they might have had a case. You don't know. Well, then we have Space Pirates versus Zombies. By the way, Edge comes out on August the 11th on Steam, which is tomorrow. It's tomorrow now. Yep, we've just gone past midnight. Space Pirates versus Zombies launches on August the 15th, which is a kind of top-down spacey shooter type thing with pirates and zombies. Space pirates, even better than real pirates, I guess.
Yeah.
Talking of pirates, a review went up of Pirates of Black Cove yesterday on ironhammers.org, so go and read that. And the last game that's coming out on Steam, which comes out on August the 1st, apparently. That's actually supposed to be the 15th, but I missed the 5 up. It's called Hacker Evolution Duality, which I don't know if anybody's heard of, but it's a hacking simulation game. So I think that might be quite fun, but I don't know how much of a hacking simulation it really is without having played it. Does that take your fancy at all, Dan? It sounds interesting, right?
I can't wait till the Daily Mail get hold of it.
Yeah, and they'll be talking about riot simulations as well.
Yeah.
After that, after recent events here in the UK. I'm sure everybody's heard of it.
Yeah, because obviously GTA is to blame for that. Actually, one of the police officers was quoted as saying not enough people are playing Pac-Man anymore, they're all playing GTA.
I saw a funny tweet earlier that said something along the lines of, if only everybody was playing Minecraft instead of GTA, then we would have the cities all rebuilt magically in the morning, albeit with a giant golden penis standing next to it. Which I thought was quite funny. Yeah, there was one newspaper that actually even put out a headline on the front page which mentioned GTA, only to quickly revoke it and change it before it went to print.
Yeah,
So,
and it was on their website for a little while as well.
It was it?
Yeah.
Must be GTA's fault.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's all us video gamers. We're a bad lot.
Yeah, look at me in the middle of London right now, just robbing stuff.
Yeah.
No, I could be going and just stealing things from shops, but I'm sitting here talking about video games. So I think that answers your
You're a bad man.
Oh, I'm a terrible person, man. I've never been the same since I played Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't stop stealing cars. I see a car, I think I'll have that.
Can't view life in the same way anymore. And it's killing prostitutes that gets me, man. I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah,
haven't
I
been
always pay
picked
them,
up for
then
that
kill
one
them
yet.
and take my money back.
Yeah, exactly. Always, that's the way to do it, people, if you're wondering. But I'm sure you've played GTA, so you probably all do that as well on a daily basis. So, you know. That's what's coming out this week. I don't think there's anything else coming out. If I've missed anything, I do apologise. I'm just dying for the rest of the year now, basically, because there's nothing coming out. So when we're going to come back, we're going to talk about just exactly what we are looking forward to in the next year. So there's one last chance, if you're listening live, to go and leave a comment on the post over on ironhammers.org, and we'll read them all out when we come back. So here's a few minutes of music, once again, a remix from ocremix.org. See if you can have a guess as to what video game this song might be from. We'll be right back. welcome back, people. A few guesses there, and people were coming on the right track. They got as far as Mario Kart. They weren't far off. It started with Ocarina of Time, and it kind of went through the games. They got as far as Mario Kart, but it was in fact Super Mario RPG. Oh, you typed it just as I said it. It popped up. Super Mario RPG. Well done, Scott. You got there in the end after the music finished. It almost counts. If you log into Steam, you can have a free copy of Team Fortress 2, though. I'm going to use that one for a while now, Dan. Cheers for that. Right, it's time to talk about what games we're looking forward to on our question of the week. So, time for the final part of the show, guys. So, as I kindly asked Dan to pull up the comments if he hasn't already, he might already be on top of that one.
Of course I am.
Of course he is. Our question of the week this week was, as I mentioned earlier, kind of brought about by the fact that there's no video games coming out just lately. There's just nothing at all, really. Yeah. So I decided to ask people what they're looking forward to throughout the rest of the year and maybe even beyond. So, Dan, would you like to take the first one?
Yeah, the first one is from Jeremy OLED, and he said he already has From Dust and Deus Ex Human Revolution pre-ordered, and he supposes that Dota 2 will be pretty big too, and free, so he'll inevitably have to get addicted to it. And he's hoping the Cities XL 2012 will be good. And he also goes on to say, I won't bet any money on it, but maybe 2012 will hopefully possibly be the year of Half-Life 3, perhaps, maybe.
Sounds about right. I do want to mention the Dota 2 part there, though, because I'm not entirely sure it's going to be free. That was a rumour as far as I was concerned. I haven't heard anything official about it. Just to shoot him down on that one in case he's listening and he thinks he's getting it for free.
I've also got to chip in that I forgot to say that I've been playing From Dust.
Ah. Yeah. How was that? We'll go over that quickly.
It's not bad. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I've heard it's not so much of a god sim as what it seems.
No, it's more of a slave sim.
More of a puzzle type game.
Yeah, it's a puzzler, but it's still kind of fun. Worth the, £7 or whatever it was I paid.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, isn't it, man?
Yeah. So, it's a fun little game. Waste a bit of time on it.
I'm looking forward to the PC release of that. I do want to check that one out. It does look cool. But yeah, the Dota 2 thing, I think that started off when Valve said that they're going to release a free-to-play game. And everyone thought it's going to be Dota 2, it's going to be good Dota 2, and then Team Fortress 2 went free to play, so I don't know whether that's what they meant, maybe not, who knows. Anyway, Blooper says Arkham City with a big smiley face, so can't wait. And what does our buddy Tyler say, Dan?
He says, my mouse wheel stopped working. He doesn't say that, that's just me. He says, hard reset PC exclusive cyberpunk FPS with painkiller style gameplay. Check it out here at hardresetgame.com. Also, Red Orchestra 2, a true PC FPS set in World War II, because we've not seen any World War II FPSs ever. Dota 2, and of course, Diablo 3.
Fair game.
Yeah. Can't say bad about any of those, really.
Not at all. Ditz, good buddy who's been following us for a while here. He says The Secret World, probably the most interesting looking MMO in years. Arkham City, it's Batman for fuck's sake. Diablo 3 doesn't really need explaining. Firefall, I haven't heard of that one. MMO FPS from the makers of LoL. How about that?
Might have to look at that.
Might have to look at it. Might not have to look at it. Might just play StarCraft. He says, Rage, after watching Carmack gush at QuakeCon, the game caught my attention. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Millennium looks amazing, but it's from THQ. And Skyrim in capital letters with lots of exclamation marks. Seems fair.
Yeah, definitely.
What's next, Dan?
Next up is Yakov Pavlov. He says, what? No one's mentioned Battlefield 3 yet? DICE seem to be one of the few large developers left willing to give PC gamers some attention. Also, I'm hoping Deus Ex Human Revolution is more Deus Ex than Invisible War, sorry. And Rage looks interesting, and looking forward to getting back into the Elder Scrolls world with Skyrim.
As are many.
Yeah, including me.
Crazy Ivan says Red Orchestra 2. And Torchlight 2. Hard Reset looks good as well.
Yeah. And then Common Troll, who's in the chat room with us, says his list is huge. Battlefield 3, Minecraft's official release, Torchlight 2, Hom 6, Skyrim. Well, actually, it wasn't that huge.
No.
But I think there are a fair few games I've gone off in the last year, like COD, because of its poor PC support and general bad design and balance. And Diablo 3, because of the constant need to be online to play. The in-game item market and the anti-modding stance seems to have taken...
We discussed this last week, didn't we, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just realised that HOM is Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, he might have cleared that up in the chat room before I go over to there. Yeah, he had. I kind of looked at it for a little while thinking, what's that one?
Some kind of bumderson.
The Real Defoe says, Battlefield 3, so excited about this game. Rage and Torchlight 2. And to whoever said, what, nobody's mentioned Battlefield 3 yet. I think some people have been put off by this whole Steam thing, I don't know. And one more, Dan.
Yeah, Pat, a.k.a. ND Arky, or Ndarky perhaps, 89, said, none. I don't have a gaming-capable PC.
I bet it's capable of something.
Yeah, solitaire at least.
Exactly. Exactly. Every PC is a gaming-capable PC. Yeah.
There's some classics out there. Yeah,
there is some old games that are great that you can play on really bad hardware.
Yeah, I've been really tempted by the LucasArts pack on Steam. The old point-and-click adventures.
Yeah, man. They're great games, actually. And they will run on anything.
Exactly. I even had one running on my iPod Touch at one point.
Yeah, I think they're released now for iPod and iPhone and stuff as well. So.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of hacking to get it to work.
I can imagine. But yeah, that's all your comments. So I think for me, I'm kind of on the same page as many people who have commented there. The main ones that I'm really looking forward to are one being Red Orchestra 2, because I'm looking forward to a first-person shooter that's designed for the PC, which this one obviously is. If anyone's not familiar, Tripwire began as like an Unreal modding team. They won the £1 million Unreal mod type competition thing, and they formed Tripwire and they made Red Orchestra, the first one, and it looks like they've got a great game coming. And you commented earlier about how there's a million World War II first-person shooters out there, Dan.
Well, that's slight hyperbole.
We haven't seen one just lately, though.
No, there hasn't been one for a while.
So maybe it could be quite refreshing after all this Modern Warfare type stuff. Who knows? But I'm quite looking forward to checking that one out. Battlefield 3, the Steam thing has put a lot of people off. And I was kind of getting a bit caught up in it all for a while. And then I thought, forget it. I've been looking forward to this game for like God knows how many years since I played Battlefield 2. I'm going to play it nonetheless. I'll just buy a copy from retail and be done with it. And it doesn't matter to me really anymore. I've kind of gotten over it. Forget it. And apart from that, there's things like Deus Ex, which obviously everyone's going to be looking forward to. Skyrim, everyone's going to be looking forward to. If Diablo 3 does come out this year, which I'm hoping it will, that will be the real big one for me. And then if we want to go as far as 2012, you got things like Heart of the Swarm for StarCraft. That's the big one.
Yep.
That's the very big one. Yeah, there's plenty to think about there. And Star Wars The Old Republic, which I'm surprised nobody mentioned. I'm kind of looking forward to that, just to see how it turns out, because it can go one or two ways in my eyes, and I'll be interested to see it either way. Yeah, hopefully I'm getting beta access very, very soon. Everybody at home, cross your fingers for me, because I want beta access. Dan, what about you, man? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, Skyrim. Can't wait to get back into that. Well, into that world. Really, really looking forward to that, and the official Minecraft release as well. What else is there? Saints Row 3. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. It
looks
looks really good.
Yeah, it's loads of people have been kind of down on the series, but I just find it really fun. Yeah, some of the stuff you can do in there is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't take itself anywhere near as seriously as things like Grand Theft Auto does.
No, that's what makes it good, because
Yeah,
I find Grand Theft Auto is like over the top, but tries to be serious, kind of in a way.
yeah, it ends up just being dull.
Yeah. Whereas, unless you're the Metropolitan Police, just lately, I mean, they've had a lot of excitement from GTA players, Dan.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
But yeah, Saints Row just goes all the way. It's just like, forget it, it would just be crazy, and it's fun.
Also looking forward to Trackmania 2.
Yeah, that was one I thought of when I was looking at all the lists earlier as well, man. There's so many games to look forward to, it's hard to kind of pick them all out. But Trackmania 2, the graphics on that look amazing, and it's still going to be free.
But yeah, the one thing I'm really looking forward to is upgrading my processor and motherboard.
Yeah.
In the new year, hopefully. Touch wood.
I hope that works out for you, man.
Yeah, so do I.
I need to do mine too.
My heatsink's still being held in place by a wood screw at the moment.
You've got all them screws on your Xbox sitting there, what you showed me earlier.
Yeah, they're from my guitar. I need to fix that.
Can't you put the wood screw in the guitar and slap one of those in the...
Well, no, there's you know, the PC's got its own screw. I don't need to keep swapping them around. I've got plenty of screws.
It works. Well, at least I hope it works. I hope you don't come home to it on fire one day. Yeah, is there anything else you want to mention that you're looking forward to? I don't.
Not that I can think of. There's bound to be something I've completely forgotten about because my brain's not working.
Yeah, Andy Arky saying BF3 isn't being made available via Steam. I'm not sure whether that was supposed to have a question mark on the end or whether it's just a random statement.
I think he was answering Common Troll's question about the Steam issue with Battlefield 3.
I see. What Steam thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, he answered it for him. I just wasn't scrolling up the chat room high enough, basically. Scoot says we need another Trackmania night, which we do.
Yeah, it was good fun. Even though I'm absolutely awful at that game.
And to everybody else in the chat room, I'm seriously debating starting up a Team Fortress 2 server. So if anybody would like to see that, let me know. Because I don't want to start paying for it and everything if it's not going to get used. So if people would use such a thing, perhaps we can get a few of the community people on there as admins. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
When I'm not around, they can still play what games they want and what maps they want and do what they want. Then yeah, let me know, because like I say, I want to know people are going to use it before I actually get it set up. So I think I might well do that. Apart from that, I think that just about brings us to the end of the show. It's been a pretty quick one this week, Dan.
It has, hasn't it?
Certainly has. So
we'll have to get some StarCraft in.
We will have plenty of time to get some StarCraft in. Always good. Yeah. So I'll just mention Extra Life as always before we leave. You can sponsor both myself and Dan for Extra Life. We'll be playing video games for 24 hours, and I can't wait.
Well, actually, we're doing 2 weekends now, aren't we?
We may well be doing it twice, just for the hell of it.
Well, I'm definitely doing it twice.
Yep, I'm going to check my schedule and we'll see what happens. Because as Steve mentioned on last week's show, he may not be able to do the initial week. So he's going to be doing it on the catch-up week, which is a week later. So me and Dan said, well, we might just do it twice then. I can play StarCraft for 24 hours, and I can damn sure play it for 48. It's all good. I don't care. So yeah, if you would like to sponsor us for that, it's for a very good cause. Donations will be going to our local Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Yep.
Helping sick kids can't be a bad thing. You can. I know. I want to clarify. It says on the page where you sponsor us that you should sponsor us for $1 an hour for 24 hours. Which comes to $24, but you don't actually have to do that. You can just, if you just want to put £1, or I mean, you can do it in English currency through PayPal and stuff. If you just want to give us £1, that's all good. If you want to give us £15, it's all good. If you want to give us £15,000, go right ahead. Although, perhaps don't give us quite that much, unless you are really rich. We don't want to see anybody going bankrupt because of us.
We want your monies.
We do want your monies. And like I say, you don't have to do the $24, and you don't have to do it in dollars. You can pay in pounds and stuff. It's all right. It just doesn't make it very clear. And I wish there was a way to edit that page. I can't. But if you want to find that page, head to charity.ironhammers.org. and that will take you to a page with links to sponsor both myself and Dan and the rest of the VGHub.net team, which is a great little website that you should check out. VGHub.net. They have loads of great gaming podcasts and content and stuff over there, so go check them out.
You can also sign up and join us if you feel like it.
If you'd like to raise money yourself, go right ahead.
It's extra-life.org.
Indeed, and you can when you join up, you can join the VGHub.net team there, and we'll probably be hooking up some sort of stream thing going on during the actual event itself, which is in September sometime, if I remember rightly. So you'll be able to come and watch us playing game 24 hours, and you'll be able to see my head slowly get closer and closer towards the desk. Yeah, that's that one out of the way. Dan, promote yourself, man. Where can people find you if they want to get in touch?
Right, well, you can type in Hardly Dan to Twitter, Games for Windows Live, Steam, PSN, although I haven't got PlayStation, so I wouldn't bother with that. Pretty much anywhere, and you can find me. You can also find me pretty much weekly on this show, and I'm taking the helm of the Gamesman RPG for a few weeks while Steve's doing his super secret project, so you can catch me on that. In fact, I'm doing a show on Thursday. If anyone wants to come in and be on the show, you're more than welcome. Just let me know.
Quick question on that. Hopefully I'll be able to join you on Thursday, if you're still in need of people. But are you streaming it or anything, or are you just recording it?
We're just recording it, and then Steve's going to do all his editing magic and add some music. And
Cool. So people won't be able to watch it on Thursday?
They won't, but they'll be able to come and join me at 9 o'clock GMT. If you hit me up on Twitter, and I'll send the details.
The best thing to always do is to watch our Twitter feeds, because if there's something happening, we'll tell you on there. If we're playing a game, we'll probably declare it on there. If we're streaming something, we'll declare it on there. If we're having our lunch, we'll probably declare it on there too, but you might not want to know about that. Anyway, if you would like to find me over the next week, you can of course find me on Twitter, which is pretty much my home page. Well, more than that now. It's a separate app on my desktop. Twitter.com/Ironhammers, because I got my S back. Facebook.com/Ironhammer5, because I still haven't got my S back on there, and I don't think I ever will. But yeah, that's our Facebook page, so go and like us over there if you haven't already. We had a few new likes these days. We're approaching 100. Not quite a comparison to the 500 almost that we're on Twitter, but it's coming there. YouTube.com/IronhammersTV. Now, some of you, if you follow us already there, you should definitely subscribe, by the way. But to those who have already subscribed, they might have noticed I started a new video type series thing, which is called The First 10 Minutes. So, I kicked it off with the first 10 minutes of Limbo, seeing as it's a new release on the PC. I'm basically recording the first 10 minutes of a game and putting it on YouTube. Simple as anything. So every time I play a new game now, I'm going to try and record it, so you can check out the first 10 minutes. I thought it gives an interesting insight to the beginning of a game, if somebody, because you can see the trailers and stuff, but you never quite get an idea of what it's going to be like. So I thought it was a good idea. At the moment, that one was just the video on its own, but if you would prefer to see them with maybe some sort of commentary over the top, and me talking about what I'm doing and how I'm finding the game and stuff, then let me know, because I'll be more than willing to do that. If you have any other ideas for great videos to put up on YouTube as well, something that I could make, let me know, because I'll be more than willing to do it. And if you just want to catch the recorded version of the show in video, you can find it on there. It's normally on there a day or two after we record the show live. So that's youtube.com/IronhammersTV. iTunes.ironhammers.org will take you to our Ironhammers page on iTunes, so you can subscribe to the podcast there, and you can leave us a rating too, by the way. Justin.tv is gone basically now. We are now at twitch.tv/Ironhammers, and they gradually seem to be getting it to work a little bit better. They've increased bandwidth and servers and stuff now, so they're definitely putting a bit of resources behind it, and hopefully it'll get a little bit better than what it was in its early stages, where it was a little bit buggy to say the least. But yeah, twitch.tv/Ironhammers. There should be a little follow button or a heart or something somewhere, so if you'd like to get notified of when we're going live or when we've posted a new highlight or something, make sure to follow us on there. And finally, of course, the website, which is ironhammers.org. All your latest PC gaming news, reviews, features, stuff, random rants when some gaming company does something I don't like, whatever it may be, find me there. And if you've got any feedback on the show, or just want to make a comment, or would like us to read an email out in the show, or a question or something, or respond to anything that we've said today and would just like to make a point, podcast@ironhammers.org is the email address. You can email us there. and we'll probably read it out during the show, as well as your comments on our question of the week, so you should look for that also. So after that huge, massive list of stuff, which you've probably all forgotten already, I think that's just about the end of the show. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Dan, before we finish?
No, not at all. I think that's pretty much wrapped up.
Pretty much wrapped up. Now you can get to wrapping your headphones up and trying to put them back together, man, with some sort of tape or something.
I need to buy some glue.
That's a shame. That's a big shame. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for Dan for joining me again.
Anytime.
Always good to have you on, man. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think it's game over.
Game over.